Hello again, everyone. And on this Monday night, welcome again to Union University basketball. And it's time for our Mark Campbell pregame show as we look to tonight's game between Union and Trevecca Nazarene. It's bringing back an old rivalry that we enjoyed quite a bit during the course of the NAIA years and in the Trans-South Conference. And now it's coming back as a non-conference game. Mark, before we get into Trevecca, a 79-49, a dominating victory over West Georgia on Saturday. What did you take away from that win?
Steve, I think that the press is effective. We were really just bad offensively the whole night, to be honest with you. So defense is getting better. I think we're starting to understand some things in the backside of the press that are important, making some adjustments with how people are going to attack, how we're defending is getting better. At the same time, we had 21 turnovers, shot the ball very poorly in the fourth quarter, second half, especially from three. And we are not good in our actions on offense. So in other words, I would think the press is providing a lot of grace for us right now as we're trying to figure out offense.
Well, that's frankly, at this time of year, usually it is the defense that's ahead of the offense at this point in the season. Let's talk about this team from Trevecca. It's certainly a totally different unit than during the Julie Van Beek and the Gary Van Atta years, but tell me what you know about this team. Of course, they're playing in a conference where they go all the way to Chicago to play their games. What do you know about this Trevecca team?
Well, they just got off a 15, 16-point win at Lee. We know how hard it is to win at Lee, and they did it with ease in the second half. And they have a guard named Keely Carter, who is the best player we've played against this year so far. Very good going left, and really just a crafty guard who could play on any team in our league, and I think any team in the country, maybe start on any team in the country. She's that good. And then Karen Booker's their new coach, and we've known her because she's officiated our games for a long time, and her brother Barry played at Vanderbilt when I was in college, and so I'm very aware of their family, and she's just a really nice lady and doing a great job at Trevecca in her first year.
In looking ahead, as far as a positive on Saturday, again, a category that was huge, and you talk about a 30-point victory, 30 points off turnovers. This is probably going to be a high-ticket item all season long.
Well, I don't know how many points we're going to score off turnovers. I think we just want teams to be in as many decision-making opportunities as they possibly can throughout the course of a 40-minute game, and not look forward to those decision-making opportunities. And so, I don't know everything about the press. That's, usually I've been coaching. This is my 29th year at Union, 24th year with women's basketball. And I'm very much aware of a lot of the adjustments we need to make with the way we played in the past and how people can guard things. And what do we need to do defensively to be able to make some adjustments that could cause people problems, but playing a whole new style defensively, it's like I'm starting over. So I try to get as much wisdom from coaches who do this as possible, yet they can't prepare me for the things that are going to happen in the midst of a game, in the midst of a season, where it makes sense to me logically and reasonably. So I think we're learning as we go along. What I'm very pleased with is I don't ever question anybody's physical effort. It's measurable. It's a visible evidence that people care. And I've felt each game as it's gone along, our three scrimmages, our exhibition, and now our three games early on, through those 7 contests, I think we're giving a great physical effort, and our mental effort is getting better as they begin to understand some of the things that we have to adjust to and be aware of and prepare for.
Mark, as we wrap it up, give us your keys to the game tonight.
I think the biggest thing is can we create pressure with the press and not give up easy threes to a team that I think that's one of their strengths is to making threes. And so when they make 10 or more threes, they're going to be very dangerous to beat. Can we keep Keely Carter from going left? I think that's big. And us not giving up threes off of help on corner turns in the center third of the floor. Can we handle the ball really well? Can we take advantage of going inside against a team that I don't think can guard us inside, which is an area of importance to me all the time, us being able to score inside. And it's something we've struggled a little bit to do early on this season.
Well, Mark, we wish you a lot of good success as we always do, and we'll see you down on the floor in just a couple of minutes. And right now, let's go down to the floor and give you the starting lineups.
And if you wonder why you saw that about our halftime feature, that's a little preview of what's ahead at halftime. If you've ever remembered the name Zuzu, I'll give you a clue about that later on in the first half. But right now, let's go to the starting lineups here on Ladies' Night only on Union University basketball. Union against Trevecca. The starters, the Wilkins sisters. Lily is a 5'8 freshman from Nolensville, Tennessee. She's averaging 11 points a game and 4 rebounds. Her sister, Faith, goes 5'10, and she's averaging 6 a game. Maddie Buck is a 5'5 freshman from Crossville, Tennessee. She is hitting 50% for the season on her threes. Bailey Carmichael, 82% free throw shooter, a 5'10 junior from Jonesboro, Tennessee. And this is a lady who could be an all-star in any conference in America. Keely Carter, the 5'8 junior from Lafayette, went to Macon County High School, averaging 18 points and 5 rebounds a game and 64% from the field. Now let's take a look at the Lady Bulldogs coming in 3-0 on the season for this non-conference matchup. Shanique Lucas and her sister Kasharna. So it's going to be the Lucas sisters against the Wilkins sisters. And Shanique averaging 10.7 a game, and Kasharna, she is the number 2 rebounder on this Lady Bulldog squad. Samaria Bug Thompson, she is a 53% field goal shooter. Allie Winnan, she's averaging 10 a game, the 6'2 freshman from Cleveland, Ohio. And Bethany Dillard, a 5'10 sophomore, averaging 8 a game. She is from Maumelle, Arkansas, just outside of Little Rock. And those are your starters tonight as we get set to go with this one. And we want to say a special hello to our good friend Greg Ruff, who has been here many, many times before during his tenure as Sports Information Director at Trevecca Nazarene. So, Greg, it's good to have you on board tonight. And also, we're going to say hello to our good friend George Brunet, who is the administrator of the Stream On app, in which we are on Roku. So all of you good friends in Canada and those who are seeing us around the country on the Roku app, we're glad to have you aboard as well. And those of you who are watching locally tonight, we got a small pep band here in the crowd tonight, and I think it's going to be a good one because this Trevecca team is certainly double tough. They have won 2 games, as we just told you in the pregame, against non-conference foes that happen to be Gulf South Conference members, namely Lee and Alabama Huntsville. Now let's go down to the court for our preliminary festivities. And back we come. We got a fair turnout tonight for this single game. This Trevecca team is a lot taller overall than many of the Trevecca teams that Union played during the course of its years in NAI when these two schools were vaunted rivals in the Trans-South Conference. Jackie Wright, one of the great players ever for Trevecca, and she was one who could just slap 25 points on you. Casey Van Atta was another one of the greats. This is a program that was founded by Julie Van Beek, who was the former assistant coach at Southern Nazarene, and then Gary Van Atta took over. Casey's father took over as the coach and had a very successful run there, taking Trevecca all the way to the NAIA championship game. And here come the Lady Bulldogs. And here's Shanique Lucas. The young lady from Papua New Guinea, the senior, and her sister in her first year of action, Keisha Lucas. The Bug, Samaria Thompson. And she bugs them all on the court in practice. Allie Winnan, who I happened to catch singing away on the national anthem while it was playing. Maybe they need to get Allie over there to sing it. And here comes Bethany Dillard, the sophomore from suburban Little Rock. And we're about set to go. And I hope you're going to enjoy it this evening, as am I. Remember, tomorrow night we're back here again as the men will take on North Georgia in a non-conference matchup. And it should be a dandy indeed as the Bulldogs try to get back from a 2-game losing streak. Lady Bulldogs 3-0 on the season. Trevecca is 3-2. And you can expect relentless all-court pressure on the part of the Lady Bulldogs against this Trevecca team. And to jump it, it's going to be Faith Wilkin against Allie Winnan. And we are about set to go from Fred DeLay and let the games begin. And it is going to be taken by Trevecca to start out. Lady Trojans, very disciplined offense they have. They average 68 points a game. They hold their opposition to 62, and they go right ahead for the three. That one's short. The rebound comes off to Lily Wilkin, but Union snatches it away. Winnan, and Mark will substitute quite often. She put it up just a little bit before she finished her spin move and the foul. And it looks like they're going to charge that one to Keisha Lucas. Union has been very good in its first 3 official games of staying outside of foul trouble. Got the cheerleaders back after a Thanksgiving break and losing that one, but it was slapped away by Keisha Lucas, so it will be played again with 28 on the clock. And that pressure makes it awfully difficult to get one inbounds. And also to try to get it across midcourt in time. They did with about a second to spare. And a lot of rotation in this offense. You'll see them constantly on the move. And they always look for a backdoor play. Trying to get the Lady Bulldogs defense fooled. The three is there. Bailey Carmichael with the first 3 of the game. And that's one of the things they're looking to do, is to go to the outside shot in an effort to try to keep Union honest. And an answer shot by Keisha Lucas with her first 3 of the year for the Lady Bulldogs. And coming down with a rebound, Bethany Dillard. And they kick it to the corner. Dillard for the 3. Yes! And it is a 6-3 game. And the steal right back. That's that all-court pressure. And Shanique Lucas gives Union a 5-point margin. And they're just having all kinds of problems. Union has 4 in the backcourt, and they finally beat that press. And trying to go all the way down, and Allie went and thought she had position, but instead that body contact, it gives an opportunity for a three-point play for Lily Wilkin. Number 2 scorer on this team, and here you go, 2 minutes into the quarter, and Mark is substituting 4. Shanique will stay in, and you got a brand new 4, including Lita Cauble, who is Union's leading scorer, averaging 12 a game. But so many Lady Bulldogs have been scoring that it's just well distributed. Good three-point play by Wilkin. And again, Union trying to find an opportunity to go backdoor itself. And on the drive in, Lucas, who is always looking for the defenders to crash in on her, draws the foul from Maddie Buck. And so she'll have a couple at the line. And let's take a look. Shanique has not missed a free throw this season. And we'll try to keep from that being an announcer's jinx. And Union with the 9-6 lead. And gets them both. And Shanique has just been so dependable all down the stretch. Now she'll take a quick rest. Keely Robinson is checked into the game for Union. Jordan Little, they can hit from anywhere on the floor. Now they got a 2-on-1 situation after breaking that press. They go outside for the 3, and it's well short. And Trevecca is going to get that, but the ball is double-teamed underneath, backdoor. And they were just robbed on that one, just overshot it, but Union not crashing the glass. This team will try to get you all kinds of offensive rebounds, Trevecca will. And trying to drive the lane, and the bank shot is not there, and they get a 4th opportunity at a score. Eventually, one's going to drop. Well, not that time. Lauren West with the rebound. West is going to go for a 25-footer. No, it's off to the left. And Lily Wilkin the rebound. She averages 4 boards a game. They managed to get away from the press fairly quickly. Most teams will say they've not seen a press like this, although this Trevecca team, turnaround, bank shot is not there, and it's Robinson the rebound. And stolen. No authority on that bounce pass. And Union is just not having any authority, and Mark Campbell is not happy with his team not going after the boards. And they're going to get Naomi Van Ness, the young lady from Dorchester, England, goes 6'6". They're going to get her in very quickly, along with a few other reserves. They had to hurry, and they didn't. Well, they did get it off, but it's still a 30-second violation. Had it fallen, they would have given it to her. But Union on top 10-6, and here comes another 4 for the Lady Bulldogs and a new threesome checking in for Trevecca. This is Karen Booker's first year as the Trevecca head coach, but very, very well respected in coaching circles. She has been an official in the past. And they're looking for great things from this program, and Shanique is scrambling and manages to keep it away and goes to Van Ness, who was just out of position. Well, somehow they managed to keep up with the ball, and going for the big bomb is Leah Church, and it's a 3. Another transfer from North Carolina makes it a 13-6 Union lead. Church is going to have to catch up with her defender, and that's what you call trailing her, and that is what led to a basket and a potential 3-point play. Keely Carter going to the line. She averages 18 a game and 5 rebounds, and as I've mentioned to you in the pregame, 64% from the field. This young lady is just, if you want to talk about miss everything, she can do it. And an opportunity for, as some people call it, 3 points the hard way. And now they're going to a bit of a press, and Union, oh my goodness, that one just floated in the jumper. That is what Mark Campbell will call a real bad turnover. Not a bad turnover, but a real bad turnover, or an RBT if you want to call it, because you gave up a lackadaisical turnover and ended up, and that one's tipped away, and it was just very, very fortunate for Trevecca because Van Ness was wide open. But to give up a jumper like that off the turnover, and Mark calls that a real bad turnover, as opposed to just a bad turnover. Inside to Van Ness, and the foul. And that one is going to be charged to Julie Luna, who's in. She is from Omi, Illinois. Transfer from Rogers State University. And open from the corner. It is too strong, but Lucas the rebound. And the jumper for Keisha is not there. And so Union with 3 opportunities at a basket and not converting. But back into that press. But I'm impressed with the way, because this Trevecca team played Drury, lost by 9. Drury, one of the nation's powerhouses, and they press just like Union does. 40 minutes. Lady Bulldogs have held their opponents to 48 per game so far this season. It's almost unheard of. And that one was blocked by Keisha Lucas, and it's a 30-second clock violation. And you had Care for Nasa Liu, who was trying to argue that it should be Trevecca's ball, but to no avail. So we're going to take a break. Union leads it 13-11.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, Union's pep combo has got a little action going now with the Hey song. And this is one Union has had a lead by as many as 6 in the game, but this Trevecca team has probably done better against the press in the early going than anybody we've seen on Union's schedule. Tomorrow night, Bulldogs against North Georgia. And it'll be the same time, 5:45 is our airtime on the Bulldog Network. And at 6 o'clock, those two men's teams will tee up. Union won in Dahlonega, Georgia last year, 81-70. And so it'll be interesting to see if there's a little bit of a revenge in that matchup. The only matchup that those two teams have ever had. And West has got to hurry to get it in that one again. That was just pure defensive pressure by Trevecca. And they have forced turnovers on this Lady Bulldog team, and that is going to be a foul. There are some of the Union faithful that didn't like the call, but the foul is going to be on Keely Robinson. And a smart drive in by Jada Woods. Jada is one of these that is not showing up heavily in the scoring, but she does average 6 a game, and those 6 can probably be critical at any stage of a Trevecca game. And Jada connects to make it a 13-12 game. She can tie it up right here. And she does. So Woods makes it a 13-all contest. And again, a near steal. Union's got numbers. It's 3-on-2, but now everybody catches back up. Big long bomb. 3 is there. Bug Thompson had not connected on a 3 until Saturday. She had 3 of them. Give her 4 now on the season. And Union back to a 3-point lead. They're going to spread this offense out again. And a beautiful dish off and the foul. Keely Carter wide off open, taking the dish from Liu. So Keely can get herself a third of the way to her season's average and tie this game once again. This is going to be a battle, and Mark Campbell said so before this one even started. He said this is going to be much more of a battle than some people really may consider. 16 all. This is one of the rivals I think a lot of people have missed in these parts by not having Trevecca. in the Gulf South Conference, because it was a really, really strong rival with Union, and because of their history with each other, and many people locally here in Jackson really missed that competition. From the corner, it's Cauble. Yes! Lady Bulldogs are hot from outside. It's a 19-16 game. And a steal. So let's see if they can capitalize off the turnovers. Driving inside and on the drive. She's fouled. And Keeley will go to, not Keeley, but Bug will go to the line. And they did give her the basket, so it's a 5-point Union lead at 21-16, and this would tie the largest lead of the game. And Samaria nails it. That gives her 7 in this evening's contest. What a floor leader she is when she's out there. And she's coming out for a bit of a break. So Union by 6 at 22-16. We still got 3:20 to go here in the first quarter. And Union with 4 up front. Double teaming that ball. And forcing yet another turnover with that press. Union forced 28 turnovers and picked up 30 points off those turnovers. That's the amazing thing, is that so far this season, Union is picking up 32 points off turnovers. I thought Jordan Little for a second was going to let fly with one. Shiley Morrison into the game now. 18 on the shot clock. Going for the bomb. Nope, back of the iron, and the rebound comes off to Jada Woods. And she is double teamed, but manages to get it across. She's a great ball handler. As we're under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter, with Union on top 22-16, relatively high scoring first period. 6 on the shot clock and trying to go inside. They finally get open for a 3 and hit it. At the very last second it's Lily Wilkin. And she's averaging 50% on threes during the season. You cannot leave her open like that. This is a game that's largely been played from outside, and that is right through the heart for Kisharna Lucas. 25-19. They're playing like this one's going to be 120-115. And a whistle in the paint, 3 seconds. Charge to Liu. And Union up by 6 in just under 2 minutes. We'll have it again and a chance to capitalize again off a turnover. And taking their time at this point. Looking for a patient shot. They've been hitting well from the outside this evening. And going from the corner is Dillard. Yes! Bethany Dillard, one of the starters, and Union with its biggest lead now by 9 and continuing that relentless all-court pressure. They got a 2-on-1 situation, though, and it did not get the Plinko drop. And it's kicked around. We got a jump ball situation, and the alternate possession will go to the Lady Bulldogs. And trying to scramble hard, Emma Palmer, she's 6'2", although to me she looks 6'3" or 6'4". I think they may be fudging just a bit on her height just to fool people. Emma's a tall one. She is a transfer from Northern Kentucky, and she's averaging 10 a game and 7 rebounds. She's the leading rebounder on this Lady Trojan team. And we got 1:25 to go. And Union taking its time again. And that one just went nowhere. And that's one of those you scratch your head, and Mark Campbell is almost burying his head in the table, wondering who was that intended for. And I don't think, and they had to hurry to get that one in. The double team, and finally Woods gets between them, and they tried to get it on a wide one down the corner, and going all the way back almost to the concession stand was Keely Carter, so Union will play it. Yet another turnover that was forced heavily by the press. 67 seconds remaining and a 9-point Union lead. And Bug Thompson's going to slow it down. Waiting for the right opportunity. We're under a minute. And decides to take it herself. Iron unkind, and Carter the rebound. And this team will whip it up the floor very quickly if they're not hemmed up by the press. Carter working against Thompson. And trying to pull back for a three because she's very capable of it. Down to 10 on the shot clock. On the inside, it was tipped away by Winnan, and that one's not going to fall, but Emma Palmer will go to the line for two. So charge that one to Allie Winnan, and that is her second foul. So they'll get Van Ness back in. She will have about a 4-inch height advantage, except for the bun in the hair of Emma Palmer. Emma goes 6'4" if she has the bun up like that. And it goes off to the right. 29 seconds remaining. We, again, are having issues with the electronic stats here, so I hope we are able to correct that shortly. 28-20, our score, and checking back in, Keely Robinson, and Van Ness comes out. She doesn't even play a full offensive possession. She was probably in there for rebounding purposes. And Union can take it for the final shot of the quarter. Thompson directing traffic. She's got Cauble in as well as Church. In the corner, she's got Lucas. Down to 6. And that was one that almost was intended to be a bounce pass, and it looked like a bowling roll. And Union commits a turnover. Mark was not happy Saturday with the 21 turnovers his team committed. And he said, we have got to cut down on those. They had a chance to lead by 10 on that possession, and Trevecca still has. They're going to go for the home run, and it's tipped away, and they could come up with one. And the turnaround by Carter is off the mark, and that was probably because of Van Ness being on top of her. But we end the first quarter of play, and Union is on top 28-20 after it being a very close first 5 to 6 minutes. So let's take a break, and we'll come back and have the second 10 minutes of action.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Bank of Jackson, one of our fine sponsors that we hope you will definitely go by and see, and better yet, open an account. They're a great place to keep your money. Union up 28-20 in this first quarter, but I think they are seeing definitely, as Mark Campbell promised, this is the best team they have played all season long. I don't know where Cowboy Curling left his hat, but it's not there tonight. And I think Mark Campbell probably feels very fortunate to be on top by 8 because he did not like the volume of turnovers that his Lady Bulldog team committed. Union has hit well from the outside. I don't have an exact percentage yet. And Trevecca will open up possession of the second quarter. Trying desperately to find somebody, and finally Carter comes open. Thompson plays off of her for a bit. But, oh my goodness, what a collision that you had there on the inside. Van Ness. And that one was overshot, and it is Church that came down with a rebound. Open for the three. No. Iron was unkind, and Carter gets the good bounce for the rebound. And Thompson almost came up with it. Wide open underneath was Emma Palmer, but it was knocked away, and checking back in immediately is Lauren West and Jordan Little. And she got to hurry to get it in, and they thought about the three, but they backed off of it, and they just tossed away the jumper, and they'll give it back to Trevecca with 14 on the shot clock. And let's see how they play it. They got Palmer way over in the corner, and the fall-away jumper is off to the left. West with the rebound, and Union again. Big three. Nope. A little bit out of the range and tipped back into the hands of Faith Wilkin. Now, Carter, you got to play on top of her, and they're double-teaming her. She almost lost control of it. Backdoor and trying to go, and they do get it backdoor. Palmer just willed that one in to close it to 6 at 28-22. And on the inside, traveling is called. Hemmed up by the defense, and Bug Thompson was just clogged up and traveled. And so checking back in for Union is Anna McCready, who's actually coming in for the first time, and Shanique Lucas will be back in. Van Ness comes out. So Trevecca trying to shave off this lead a bit more after falling behind by 8. And Mark is calling because they absolutely went to sleep on that one and left Palmer wide open. And when the shake of the head starts with Mark Campbell, you can tell he is not pleased. So off the turnover, and that one would be defined as a real bad turnover for Mark Campbell. And trying to go up for the left-hand curl, and it was knocked out of bounds from Cauble. So, again, you got a double substitution coming in. McCready is working against Palmer. 8:14 remaining in the first half. And Keisha is looking for room, and you can see Karen Booker directing her defense. And Union, a 30-second clock violation. I got a feeling that if you see one more of those, that Mark Campbell may call the game's first time out, and he does not like to do that. He'd rather save it if he had to until after you got to the media timeout at the 5-minute mark. And they finally get it across with 1 second to spare. Working again in the perimeter, and they try to get it to Palmer. And she almost lost it. And McCready picks it up, and she's double-teamed, and the foul, and that's probably going to be charged to Palmer. So Emma commits her first. Not a lot of personal fouls in this game so far. It has just been rough and tumble, rugged action on this floor. Two excellent defensive teams, but a lot of scoring in that first quarter. It's cooled down here in the second. And trying to go right down the lane and getting that layup is Jordan Little. She saw the opening and went all the way. And there you go, Lucas working hard on Woods. Both Lucas sisters. 7 minutes to go. Second quarter. It's Carmichael, and she takes the jumper, and it's off the mark, and the rebound comes off to Keisha Lucas. And her sister is flying. Now the kick back, and the three is there for Jordan Little. 33-24. And the foul. Or is it? Yeah, it looks like they called that one on Shanique Lucas. That's her first. Shanique getting a little bit exuberant trying to get a steal. And Mark is the big thing with this press, and Trevecca tries to do the same thing with its half-court trap, is to try to wear out your opponent. But the problem is that gave them a 3-on-2 situation and open for the three, and it's not there, and tipped out of bounds, and they are going to give it. And you can hear how the locals feel about that. That would be like an editorial comment in the brand new Jackson Post. And it's good to see our good friend Brandon Shield here tonight representing the Jackson Post, and it is great to see that new publication in our community. Wish them tremendous success. And that one just barely got into the hands of Carmichael. And traveling, taking a step before she went in perhaps for a jumper. And so traveling is called, and Union will do it. Up 9, which that is the largest margin of the game for the Lady Bulldogs. And again, they work the perimeter, and they go for a high arcing three that was too long, but the long arms of Van Ness pulls it back down. Bugs open, takes the three. Nope. Rebound to Tatum Shaw from Andover, Massachusetts. Went to Andover High School. They get it down quickly and open over on the side. They did not see Carmichael. She was wide open for a three-point opportunity. 13 on the shot clock. And this is Carter. She is so difficult to defend. They're down to 4, and so they have to go for the bomb, and they get it. With 3 seconds left on the clock, Carmichael delivers, and it's back to a 6-point margin with just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Very quickly played first half. At last we have statistics. And they work that perimeter again. Union down to 9. They get it inside to Van Ness. And she curls, and no foul call. Or was it a delayed foul call? No, they just say it's out of bounds, and so it is Trevecca's ball. .446 to go. We got timeout on the floor. Union still on top of the Lady Trojans, 33-27.
Are you looking for a Christian college or are starting the college search process? I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
Well, let's take a look at what the stat totals are right now for Trevecca. They're shooting 35% from the floor and 33%, 3 out of 9 from behind the arc. 6 out of 7 in free throws, 86%. Their big edge on Union is rebounding, 16-10. They have the edge, including 8-3 in offensive rebounds. For the Lady Bulldogs, they're 11 of 23 for 48%. They are 50% in threes, 8 out of 16, and you've had tonight 6 different players to hit a three. And 3 for 3 from the free throw line, but they haven't been there that often, and that's been something that has been an edge Trevecca on that. And so with a 6-point margin, it's just, as you got to look at this one, it is just an even game all the way across, despite Union's 6-point lead, almost stolen away by Leah Church. And you got 3 players on each team with 6 points as their leaders. And they're going to have to hurry to get that one across. There's all kinds of problems, and the jump ball and the alternate possession goes to Union. That is the 13th turnover that Trevecca has committed. Checking in now, again, is Bethany Dillard. She's one of the ones with 6 points, as is Keisha Lucas and Samaria Thompson. It is Carmichael Carter and Lily Wilkin with 6 for Trevecca. Palmer with 5. And let's see if Union can capitalize off the turnover. In the corner, Dillard. Nope, short. Didn't have it up high enough. Not enough arc. Too much like a line drive. And so, there you go. You just leave them wide open, backdoor play like that, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And Tatum Shaw just dropped it. 33-29. It's now a 4-point game. And Bug Thompson. Nope, you can tell that went right the minute she let go of it. And the rebound off to Liu. And Trevecca is trying to get back into a tie in this game. That was an ill-advised shot, but Van Ness comes up with it. She's got to get rid of it. Way wide, and that was too wide. That was Lauren West. And again, you have got to be crisp on a pass going that far cross court when you're going one-handed with it, and that one went up into the pep band. I thought it was for a second, and you can see him grinning over there. I thought for a second it was going to hit the drummer. 3:42 remaining. Union by 4 and tipped away. Still 27 on the shot clock. Union with 4 in the backcourt. Defending. And apparently they're resetting the shot clock to 28. They say there were only 2 seconds that should have gone off on the clock, so that's why we had just a momentary delay. They bring Liu up front to try to get it in. And finally navigate it home. This is going to be one of these that these ladies are going to be exhausted when this game is over. And did that go off? No, it did not. Or did it? Yeah, they say it was just a bad pass. It did not go off the foot of Shiley Morrison. No, now the official has reversed it. Or has he? No, I guess we're going to go into full court pressure this time. I don't honestly know what is going on here. Well, they're lining up at the free throw line as if it's going to be a free throw. And finally, Trevecca, they say it went off the foot of Shiley Morrison, and now they're going to have a discussion about it. Okay, they got to reset the shot clock now. And I think they are coming over actually to take a look at the replay to see whether it did go off the foot of Shiley Morrison. If it did not, Union ball. From our vantage point, which is way up in the eye in the sky here at Fred DeLay Gymnasium, it could go either way. Well, it's going to be Trevecca's way. And it's Carter to toss it in. Finally gets it home. Down to 6 on the shot clock, going for the bomb. Short. But Emma with a rebound, and she got a beautiful long arm extension on that curl layup. The lead is now down to 2. And the jumper is not there. Union's grown cold, but it is McCready, the offensive rebound. And they get the 3. Kicking it back outside to Bethany Dillard for her third 3 of the game. Shanique and Leah Caldwell getting set to check back in. Union by 5 with 2:40 to go. First half. Carter working against Little. And she's found the lane open and couldn't get it to drop. Overshot it. And they give it back to the Lady Trojans. They'll have a new 20. So we got 3 substitutions. Bug Thompson also coming back in for Union. And checking back in is Lily Wilkin for Trevecca. 2.5 minutes to go. They'd love to get another backdoor play, either to Liu or to Carter. Instead, they go to the outside. And an iron was unkind, and McCready the rebound, and she's fouled. Liu commits her first foul of the contest. And checking back in is Emma Palmer. So Union has it. That is only the second team foul. These two teams have committed very few personal fouls tonight. Union has committed 7 and Trevecca 5. And that was almost back into the band again. And a high arcing three off the iron, but McCready, another offensive board, tries to get it herself. And she gets a big hand as she will go to the line for 2. Now, that's a move as a freshman that Anna McCready probably might have been reluctant to do, but she went in between those two defenders, hoping to draw a foul, if nothing else, or possibly even a three-point play, but she'll have 2. Keisha Lucas comes out, and Lauren West comes back in. Oh, and that hung up on the edge of the iron. Anna majoring in biology here at Union. And she was robbed and stolen away by Lucas. She just snatched it away from the 2 rebounding defenders. Mark's telling them, be patient with it, and getting it backdoor with the layup. She actually went left and spun that ball right. And what a basket for Bug Thompson. To make it a 38-31 game, and Karen Booker brings some substitutes back in. And Samaria, who hopes to go into business one of these days. And off the iron. Union by 7. And we got about 99 seconds to go, and that one was a very dangerous situation for Trevecca, but they managed to navigate out of it. Carter backs up. McCready is on her, and now Thompson picks her up. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Going for the 3. No, iron unkind, and McCready her 3rd rebound of the game. And they go long to Thompson. 15, still plenty of time to navigate on the shot clock. And Thompson with an easy one that just goes off the mark, and they scramble down for a jump ball situation. And this time it's going to go to Trevecca. Neither team has been able to get into a bonus situation in either quarter. And quickly down the floor with it. And she beats West all the way in, but overshoots the layup. Wilkin had a ticket, but couldn't cash it in. West is open. High arcing shot, not there, but underneath and not able to get it. And let's see who they give it to. Lucas tried to get a reverse layup, and the foul is called on apparently is on McCready. So now Trevecca can play for the final shot of this first half, trailing 38-31. They were down 28-20 in the first quarter. Down to 6. And it's Carter who you want to have it in her hand. And she got it. It just laid up on the back of the iron and dropped through. And for Carter, that is 8 in tonight's contest. 38-33 as the two teams go to the locker room. And I can tell you, it has been grueling. That was a much lower scoring second quarter as Trevecca had the edge 13-10 after a high-flying first quarter. Let me give you the scoring totals right now. Carter and Carmichael are the leaders for Trevecca with 8. And Lily Wilkin has 6. 5 for Emma Palmer. And then over for Union, It is Bethany Dillard with 3 3-pointers. She's 3 of 4 from behind the arc, and she is Union's leader with 9. It's 8 for Samaria Thompson, and then you got 6 for Keisha Lucas and 5 for Jordan Little, and you've had 7 different Lady Bulldogs to score, and the same thing for Trevecca. But it has been, shall we say, a whale of a first half, and it is. You can see why these two teams are among the most respected in America. Union much higher ranked nationally at number 4 and number 6 in the 2 national polls, but I must tell you, this Trevecca team can play with anybody. If they went down only by 9 to Drury University, one of the nation's top teams, as well as winning 2 games against Alabama, Huntsville, and Lee, 2 Gulf South Conference opponents that were non-conference games for them. And the interesting thing about that is they beat Lee by 15 in Cleveland, Tennessee. That is not an easy task whatsoever. So this Trevecca team is one that I think we're going to have a dandy of the second half. Well, we're going to try to have a dandy of a halftime feature for you right here. We're now transitioning to the Christmas season, although some people might argue that we were already there a while back with all the Christmas commercials as early as they are on television. But what we wanted to share with you tonight, are you a fan of the movie It's a Wonderful Life? And if you've ever seen it, who's not a fan of it? Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed, Ward Bond, and there was a young lady named Carolyn Grimes who played a little child in that movie that was done in 1946, a couple of years after World War II. And her character's name was Zuzu. And you may have heard of Zuzu's Petals. And Zuzu had that line, "Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings." Well, tonight you're going to meet Zuzu in person. I had the opportunity to interview her during the summer and found her to be a delightful lady. I'll whisper to you that she's 83 years old now, but she's still got the energy that of somebody probably 30 years younger. So let's go to that right after these messages, and you'll have an opportunity to meet up close and personal. Carolyn Grimes, Zuzu herself, from It's a Wonderful Life.
We are very excited about the donation that the McAfee family has made for a new building on the Great Lawn. One of the benefits that I see from the new building is that we will be able to recruit at a higher level. This new building is going to be state-of-the-art. It's going to house engineering and computer science as well as the McAfee School of Business, where there'll be great synergy amongst all of our majors.
Interacting with other disciplines, the business world, computer science, sciences in general, is essential for the development of new leading-edge technologies. In engineering, we use and develop technology in order to improve the world around us. We want to help the people around us through the technology and the projects that we develop. And it's exciting to watch our students do so successfully.
We can't wait to embrace all that the Lord has for us in the future. Each of these core values, excellence-driven, Christ-centered, people-focused, and future-directed, indeed are part of Union's DNA. They're who we are. And the reality is that all the core values in the world, you could print them on everything and put them on every building, but if we don't live them out, they don't amount to anything. And so at Union, we want these core values to be how we're fulfilling our mission to the glory of God and for the good of all people.
Steve Beverly's TV Classics can cure what ails you.
I watched and it got rid of my hemorrhoids.
Staying awake at night? Just watch TV Classics.
My daughter watched and she went right to sleep.
Do not watch Steve Beverly's TV Classics if bites upset your stomach. Do not watch if high drama leads to emotional distress. And do not turn on TV 6 Saturday or Sunday at 7 if hillbillies give you a gallbladder attack.
Ask your doctor if Steve Beverly's Classics is right for you.
Well, on Steve Beverly's TV Classics, we've got a lady from the ultimate classic movie. There is no more classic movie than It's a Wonderful Life, and Carolyn Grimes, also known as Zuzu, is with us here. Carolyn, great to have you in the Mid-South.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here.
I just got a chance to sit in on a panel discussion that you had here in which you had other actors involved in classic entertainment, and you talked about It's a Wonderful Life as far as this has been such a timeless movie. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's been timeless because it appeals to so many people. And the messages that came through the movie when it was made are the same messages that we need and we live by right now. Each man makes a difference, and each man means something. I mean, their lives matter. And George, thinking about taking his own life, kind of points that up. And so there's so many wonderful positive messages throughout the film, and that was good yesterday and it's good today.
When you were a child making this film, and then as you got on, because this was not a hit film at the box office when it was first released, could you have, in your wildest imagination, pictured that today it's still almost an annual tradition that people feel like if I don't see this movie, Christmas is not complete?
It's very true. People feel like that. It's part of the holiday season for them. When it became public domain in the early 70s, and it started showing on TV round the clock because it was free, and that was in the early 70s. So, you know, I'm old enough that I've seen those families and their kids grew up watching the film, and then their kids grew up watching the film, and it's been through these generations that it's become such a tradition. It's just ingrained in the Christmas celebration.
I'm going to ask you the question you've been asked a million times, but people in Jackson, Tennessee will want to hear this. You told the audience today that because of the shooting schedule, you didn't really interact that much with Donna Reed, but what was it like being on the set with Jimmy Stewart?
Well, Jimmy Stewart was way tall, and he was gentle, he was kind, and I think he made a real effort to build some chemistry between us because he kind of hung out with me a little bit, and he made me feel like he really was my friend.
Well, and you know, he made a lot of us feel like he was our friend when he was on the big screen. Final question. What does it mean to you personally, the fact that here and you have people come by your table and they want to have just an opportunity to talk with somebody that they saw as a child on the screen? What does it mean to you that today, after these many years, this still means something to people?
I have to say that I never saw the movie until I was 40. So when I saw it, I finally sat down and saw it because I started getting some fan mail, and I thought, what's going on here? So I sat down and I watched the film, and I realized that it touches each and every one of us, and that it does make a difference when you watch the movie. So I decided I wanted to be a part of that, and I wanted to spread that around the world if I could. So I started on the road. I was raising kids then, but I started on the road in 1993. And I've never looked back because people tell me how they've really been close to suicide, how they've really had problems. They watch this movie and all those cares and worries just disappear because they know that they do make a difference, and they can help other people, which in turn helps you, and that's a way of life. It just becomes a cycle, and it makes your life positive all the way around.
Well, Zuzu continues to make our life wonderful, and it has been wonderful to get a chance to meet you for the first time. You got some people over here who want to get your autograph on various things, but thank you again for so much of what this movie has meant, and you're part of it.
Well, I'm just a conduit. It really comes from up there. I think it's the spiritual movie that comes through all of us, and I feel like I'm just a conduit spreading the message.
Thank you so much, Carolyn Grimes. And we thank all of you for spending your time with us on Steve Beverly's TV Classics, and we'll have more right after this.
Hey, Steve Beverly's TV Classics is now on every Saturday night.
Oh, that's right.
You're invited to watch.
Well, how can I turn down such a gracious invitation?
It's on every Saturday from 7 to 10.
I think it's wonderful.
Sheer genius.
It's on E+ TV 6.
People do seem to like my smile.
Watch Saturday night, 7 to 10 on E+ TV 6, where our reruns are the best.
They sure are.
It's all online, and I can take the courses at any time that I want. I can do my homework at any time I want.
Not missing out on any soccer games, any cheer games, volleyball, any type of activities with my children, and I still feel that I'm getting the proper education, but not being away from my family.
If I really want to accelerate my program, I can do that at Union. If I need to slow down a little bit because other things are coming up in life, I can slow it down as well.
I can work at my pace. We have modules that are due every week. There's all kinds of opportunities for you to have additional help available 24/7. Whenever I have time to work on it, it's there. And so that has worked well for my schedule.
So it gives me a lot of flexibility to get done with my workday, spend time with my children, and then jump right in and get my homework done at the end of the day.
Well, let's give you a look at the halftime statistics with Union on top 38-33 at halftime. And field goals, it's a 41-34% edge for the Lady Bulldogs, shooting 13 of 32, Trevecca 12 of 35. Three-pointers, Union with the edge again, 9 of 22 for 41%. It's been tougher for Trevecca. They're 3 of 12 for 25%. Free throws, Lady Bulldogs have been there 6 times and converted 3 of them. Trevecca with their always outstanding free throw shooting team. In fact, they come in averaging 73%. Well, they're over their average tonight, 86%, 6 out of 7. Trevecca has out-rebounded Union 22-18, and especially on the offensive glass, 10-7. So they've had some second-chance point opportunities because of that. And then turnovers, Union has given it up 9 times, Trevecca 13. And the Lady Bulldogs with an edge in points off turnovers, 13-8. And frankly, that's the edge in the ball game right now, 38-33. So those are your halftime stats brought to you by Worthy Road Studios, #1 in West Tennessee for sports, special event, and church service production. All around our region, there is none better than Worthy Road Sports. Well, we are looking again tomorrow night at a very interesting matchup between two teams that have never played on this floor before. They played in Dahlonega, Georgia last year, and Union won, and it'll be a rematch. Non-conference game, Union against North Georgia. We'll have at 5:45 our pregame show, and then at 6 o'clock we tip it off right here as the Union men try to get back into the winner's circle after a couple of rough ones last week. North Georgia will be coming in, and I must tell you, they have some very, very intense frontline players, and it should be a really interesting matchup between these two teams. And so this non-conference action, of which there is very little this year because of a 24-game Gulf South Conference schedule, it's just really you get them when you can, and the Lady Bulldogs are going to have one more non-conference matchup, and that'll be against Lane College coming up in late December. But tonight it has been interesting. Union with the lead 28-20 at the end of the first quarter, and then Trevecca sliced 3 off of that in quarter number 2 to make it a 38-33 game, and we're about set to go with this second half of play. And the alternate possession will go to the Lady Bulldogs to start it off. And again, this is not finals week on the Union campus. That will be next week. That's when all the nerves will be at a fever pitch. You'll feel like you need to call out DeSoto engaged to some students here on the campus because they'll be down to the wire with those all-night study sessions, and you can see the whites of their eyes when they come in to take the exams. This week is for the professors to cram in every last bit they can before they get to finals. All right, Shanique Lucas to toss it in. Lady Bulldogs have pretty much, during the course of the last 2 seasons, the third quarter has been the one where they have really intensely made their move. We'll see if that happens tonight against this very, very tough defensive team from Trevecca. And a whistle away from the ball. And the foul is charged to Bug Thompson on an offensive foul, and that is not the way Mark wanted to start this second half, and that is Bug's first personal foul. Union back in that intense press, but only having 3 up this time. Trevecca, its only lead was at the beginning of the game, 3-0. But they have hung close ever since. Here's Carter. She can pull up for that 3 at any time. Instead, the spin move, and she had 3 defenders. And, oh, what an attempt by Wilkin. Faith Wilkin almost had that one right in as the 30-second clock was about to go off. Keisha Lucas, and that was off to the mark. But Allie Winnan and the foul. Winnan on the offensive board. So Allie will go to the line for a 3-point play, and that is her first basket of the contest. Criminal justice major here at Union, and in and out and scrambling, and Lucas almost came up with it, but it was Wilkin who did. And Carter, that was one of those, frankly, it was a good foul on the part of Winnan because it kept an easy layup from going in, but it still sends Carter to the line for 3, and she is a 92% free throw shooter. So the analytics tell us that these two should drop rather easily. Keeley went to Macon County High School, and she's from Lafayette, Tennessee, and she is one of the best in the entire Mid-South and, frankly, lower Midwest. As I say, this Trevecca team goes up to nearly Chicago in their conference for matchups. As I said, she is like a credit card that you pay off every month, and you got a great credit rating with her. And Shanique thought she was going to go down the lane. Instead, they kick it off to Dillard, and Dillard could not get it high enough. And that's one of those, when Mark sees that, that's going to be on Bug Thompson, her second. When Mark sees that, he says that's just like a turnover. If you miss a layup like that, it's like you're just giving the opposition a free pass. And let's see if they can get it in. They've got 25 on the shot clock, but it was very near a 5-second violation. And here goes Carter. She looks like she may be trying to just take charge of this game. And here's a steal. And here goes Lucas. And down the stretch she goes. 42-35 off the turnover. That's the 15th point off of mistakes by Trevecca, and they threw it away. And that was just defensive pressure forcing all kinds of chaos. And Faith Wilkin just tossed it away, and Union with another opportunity to capitalize. Shanique is just like watching a freight train go down, and I'm not going to use that term for her because we had a freight train earlier on this ball club. And there she goes, and the foul as she goes to the deck. Now, talk about trying to take control of a game. It's Shanique Lucas now. And Shanique now with 8 as Union leads it by 9. And if she hits this one, she will match Bethany Dillard as the leading scorer for the Lady Bulldogs. Leading scorer in the game, to nobody's surprise, is Keely Carter with 10. Comes from a wonderful family from Papua New Guinea, but they've lived in Thailand, and they are just wonderful, wonderful people. And she gets the three-point play. Shanique now with 9, and Union ties its largest lead of the game at 10. And trying that curl hook, and a beautiful job of it by Liu for her first basket. She just saw enough of an edge, and oh my goodness, that one almost went away, and it did, and they're going to have a jump ball, and it is going back to Trevecca. And Mark is very frustrated with the way that passing exchange was coming across midcourt. It's almost as if when Union hits the 10-point edge, that almost triggers an alarm clock in the Lady Trojans. And they have been awakened once again. Well, they got a 2-on-1 situation, and Carter couldn't get it up high enough off the glass. They slam it around underneath, and here's Liu trying to get an opening, and almost got another one of those miracles, but here we go. Keely Robinson looking down the lane, going left-handed, got it! She went left, she went right, and then spun back right and nailed it. So Keely Robinson with her first basket, and that's 9 Lady Bulldogs in the books tonight, and the foul is going to be on Leah Caldwell on the drive. Nope, instead they say it's going to be on Shiley Morrison. That's her first. Jordan Little will check out, and Leah Church comes back in. 7:07 to go. As we say, this has been a rapidly played contest. Hope you enjoyed our interview with Carolyn Grimes, who was Zuzu in It's a Wonderful Life. What a nice lady she is, and I mean that sincerely. Sometimes you're around celebrities who aren't that nice, but she was just delightful. And couldn't get it up high enough off the iron, and that one, she gets it right back, though, because Keely Robinson couldn't hold on to it. And they're going to play it underneath. That is not going to be a shooting foul. Foul is charged to Lauren West, and that is Lauren's third personal. Caldwell reached up as if she was going to try to spirit it away. Big long three. It's there. Wilkin right through the heart, and she is a 50% free throw shooter. Union's going to have to hurry this time. Open for the three. You can almost tell she pushed it, but the rebound to Church. So Union another opportunity. Open again, Lauren West. No, she was robbed, but underneath with the fake, and she can't hold on to it. Morrison's going to have help. She tried a head fake, but they were all over her. 6 minutes, but 6 on the shot clock. That's more important. Morrison can't get it to go. And another one. And the foul. This time, Caldwell will go to the line for 2. Union's leading scorer has been held to 3 points in the game tonight, but with Union up 7, she has an opportunity for 2 free throws. Leah is an 83% free throw shooter on the season. Got a lot of young women on this program that have majored either in things such as physical therapy or in business or business administration. Leah is another one of those. And we're going to have a timeout. I guess we are. So a little less than 6 minutes remaining, and it is Union leading 47-40. We'll be right back.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
Well, Lady Bulldogs it's been tied 3 times in this game, but after the first lead of 3-0 for Trevecca. Lady Bulldogs have had what mostly has been a lead of between 5 and 10 points. It is currently 7 at 47-40. And Coach Booker is calling her team back over, as is Mark Campbell, because they are still looking at an issue, I believe, with I think they're having a discussion. They're over talking to Don Richard, and I think they're talking to Carlos Spencer. There it is. They're talking to Don Richard and Carlos Spencer, and they're trying to get the call correct, I believe, as to who the most recent personal foul was on. And Don is responding in kind. Now they're coming over to talk to Mark Campbell about it. The problem with something like this is that it just destroys the flow and the momentum of the game because you have this extended interruption in the action. And I know they're trying to get everything right that they possibly can. When we left it, it was a foul that was going to send Union to the free throw line. And this discussion continues for an extended period. You would think it was an affirmative and negative in a debate team. And you can see Mark shaking his head. I'm not sure if he's happy. I couldn't tell by his facial expression whether he was happy or sad about the direction of that. Well, let's see what happens now. They are still... As I say, the foul was supposed to be on Union, and I don't know what the deal is. We got 5:57 to go just to recap it for everybody, and the Lady Bulldogs are up 47-40. And do we have a technical foul? I guess we do. That is going to send Kara Fornessa Liu to the free throw line. But nobody, and she missed the first of the two, but nobody's really, we're up here high above everything, so we're not right down there at the scorer's table. She gets the second one to cut it to 6 at 47-41. But nobody really knows, was something said on the floor? Was it, I don't know. Anyway, they're coming back down to shoot two shots with Leah Caldwell. Whatever happened, and Mark is still not happy about it. He's having a discussion still with the official about why that technical was called, and in and out. Usually Leah is true on the first one, but this time just banged out. Got the second one, so it's back to the 7-point lead at 48-41. But for some reason or another, a technical foul was called on Union, and so they got 1 out of 2 out of that. Open for the three, and the jumper almost got it to bank home and cobble the rebound. Union was very fortunate to get away with that one. It's a 2-on-1, and it goes! A long extension for Bug Thompson to give her 10. And trying underneath, and Union breaks it up, but it appears that Lauren West had her foot on the end line. 50-41 game now with 5:27 remaining, and checking back out will be West and Church, and coming in for Union. Yeah, I guess they got 5 back out there. Only saw 1 go in, and that was Keely Robinson. And Shanique's back in there. Kasharna's in there. And here we go. Open for the three. No, too much on it. And Union's going to let that one go. It's been a rough night from behind the arc. 27% for Trevecca. That's been about the only weak spot in its game this evening. Union 35% at 9 of 26, and the Lady Bulldogs spread them out. And Keisha with 10 on the shot clock. They try to go inside and lose it. Keisha just threw that into too much traffic. That, again, is excellent Trevecca Nazarene defense. Here's Carter. Double spin move. Some of the fans wanted a traveling violation. And that's tipped away with 14 on the shot clock by Thompson. Checking back in again is Bethany Dillard. She's a strong defensive player underneath, and with 4:43 to go, we have a media timeout. It's Union 50, Trevecca 41. Don't go away. Mark Campbell scheduled this game because he wanted his team to see, outside of its own conference, just how tough it is. Because, as he mentions, in the Gulf South Conference, virtually every night is like an Elite Eight game in the national tournament of the NAIA. Well, this Trevecca team that went Division II in a different conference from Union the very same year, they have continued to just recruit at the highest level. They are extraordinarily competitive in every phase of the game, and even though Union's up by 9 right now, there's not a soul in this gymnasium tonight that feels comfortable because this team just continues to be relentless, even though they're trying to climb the ladder again. At halftime, it was 38-33. Union has had a 12-8 edge here in the third quarter. And we got 4:43 remaining. And Trevecca has 10 to go on the shot clock. And the offensive foul. And it looks as though that was charged to Carmichael. That is her third. She's the first one in any kind of serious foul trouble. Well, no, I take that back. Lily Wilkin has 4. No, she doesn't. I'm looking at the turnover total. Yeah, Carmichael, the first one with 3 fouls for Trevecca. And losing it underneath, trying to go in for the drive, trying to argue that it was stripped away, and she's not going to win that argument. That was just an unforced error by Keely Robinson. Checking in now is Naomi Van Ness. And Mark's going to see if a little height in there can make a big difference. Tipped away. Lucas all over it. Union has committed 14 turnovers tonight. Trevecca 16. And once again, Mark has said that the turnovers have to come down. Some of them have indeed been caused by this stout Trevecca defense. Wide open down underneath. They're not going to stop her. And again was just going to sleep on defense, and wide open was Carmichael. She has 10. Inside to Van Ness, and she couldn't hold on to it. So Union will play it. It was tipped away. They had 3 players guarding her. Dillard comes in. It's the one thing, you just cannot go to sleep with this all-court pressure because they can easily fly one behind you. From the corner for the 3. No, hits the side of the glass. Jordan just had no control over that one. So that's the equivalent of a turnover, and let's see if Trevecca capitalizes on it. And they commit the foul on the drive by Carter. And the foul is charged to Shanique Lucas, her second. And that'll send her to the line for 2. And as we say, there are very few misses that ever come at the free throw stripe for Keely Carter. And that 9-point lead of Union's is down to 6. Lady Bulldogs still shooting at 42% for the game. Trevecca 34. And she nails them. You put Carter on the line, you might as well just add the 2 before she even gets there. It's like clipping for a course in college. Lucas trying to get a drive down the lane, but there's just too much traffic. And they're in a 1-2-2 zone, but underneath and overshooting it. Union with the offensive board and another 20. Jordan Little takes it down the lane and can't get it to drop. And Union is growing cold now, and they're going to get beaten down the floor by this one. Carter all the way down. She has 14. The lead is now 3 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. That's what it was. Now, it was 5 points at halftime at 38-33, and Trevecca has continued to shave this down after Union had a 10-point lead here in the third. Lucas. Yes! 12 for Shanique, her first 3, and Mark Campbell calls timeout. We'll take one as well. Union on top, 53-47, back in 30 seconds.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, they're playing the Swinging Medallions. Hey, hey, baby, here at the Fred. That one goes back more than 50 years, but they always recycle as pep songs at athletic events. Lady Bulldogs on top, 53-47. Reminder, we're back here tomorrow night. 5:45 is the pregame show. Tip-off at 6 o'clock. Live from Fred DeLay Gymnasium and David Blackstock Court, where it will be Union, the Bulldogs, against North Georgia in a men-only evening. And then we will be off TV for a couple of weeks, and we'll be coming back on December the 16th with a rare Friday night game here from the Fred. And that same weekend, we will have a Sunday afternoon game. Not what we would prefer doing on Sunday, but there are some reasons for that, because there is an NCAA rule that you cannot play a game when you have finals. And final exams are at 2 different weeks for different members of the Gulf South Conference. So the bottom line is the only way they could get these things in is to do a Friday-Sunday schedule on 2 consecutive weeks. 2.5 to go. Carter going to try to drive it herself. And the offensive foul, it's a push-off. And the officials are going to discuss it. No! The trailing official has reversed the call. Now, that is one of those situations where it looked like a defined call from the official who was closest to the play, and the trailing official who was further away charged the foul to Bethany Dillard as a defensive foul, and so that is going to send, being the 15th foul, that is going to send Keely Carter to the line. And Mark Campbell is absolutely nonplussed at what just happened there. Carter, you can bet she'll get these 2. Got the first one to cut it back to a 5-point margin at 53-48. Carter with 14. Her season average is 18. And the first one she's missed tonight and tipped around, and they get the offensive board. Union had a bit of a height disadvantage, but just didn't scramble to snatch the rebound away. And another important offensive board. 5 on the shot clock. They got to hurry. Carter's going to try to drive it herself and couldn't get it to fall. It goes right. And there you go. Another unforced error. Lackadaisical pass trying to get it into the hands of Bethany Dillard, and Union coughs it up for the 16th time tonight. Each team has committed 16 turnovers. And you can bet with Carter controlling the signals here, that thing's going to get back into her hands or possibly Emma Palmer. They're playing very smart basketball. Big long three. Not there. And Winnen's got to hurry to pick that up. And traveling. Yep, she tried to run a bit before she put the ball on the floor, and so Carmichael is called for traveling. So Union was very fortunate that we didn't have a 2-point game at that vantage point. Union with one of its smaller lineups. Ball was kicked. All right, let's see what's going to happen. All right, they finally are going to give it to Bug Thompson. 91 seconds to go. As I say, this is one of Union's smaller lineups that they have in there right now. They're down to 10 on the shot clock. This zone has been tough to penetrate inside tonight. And West is going to try to do it, and she puts up an I don't know how that one dropped. That was a fall away going left, and it somehow went right and dropped in the cylinder. So Union by 7, and yep, they forced the turnover on Buck. Maddie Buck couldn't get out of that traffic, and she traveled. So that's turnover number 18 for Trevecca. Anna McCready's back in for Allie Winnan. So here goes Lauren West. And Coach Booker makes some substitutions as well for the Lady Trojans. Under a minute, third quarter. Boy, don't you know that fourth quarter is going to be a dandy? And tipped away. Union still with 21 on the shot clock. And a chance to go up 9. Largest lead of the game has been 10. They've done it twice. Thompson is open and connects. That's her second 3 of the game. She has 13. And Union by 10 once again. And they got to hurry to get it down the floor. That one goes off the foot. And here goes Thompson. She may try to take this with a jumper. No! Oh, my goodness. She had a great look at it, and it just didn't fall. That would have been Union's largest lead after this thing was nearly down to 3 a few moments ago. Trevecca will play it for the final shot of the third quarter, almost stolen by Thompson. Let's see if they try to get it inside. Well, Carter's got it now, and so she may take this one herself. And she's in all kinds of trouble and throws one away. That's all she could do was a desperation heave, and it was nowhere near. And so Union ends the third quarter somehow back to its largest lead of the game of 10 at 58-48. It was a 20-15 edge in the third quarter. So everybody take a deep breath, go to the refrigerator, and we'll be back for the final quarter of action. Don't go anywhere.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Union by 10 at 58-48. And as I say, this has been one of the better matchups. This has been a matchup that you would expect to see at tournament time. These two teams, and they could meet again when we get down to March. You never know. 58-48, but it has been a grueling game because there has been such defensive pressure at both ends of the floor. And I tell you, I got a tremendous amount of respect for this Trevecca team. They have every bit been the match of Union with their all-court pressure. the Lady Bulldogs will get first possession, and this would be huge for them to get a basket here. They've got a 4-possession lead, but if they got even a 2 out of this, then it would mean 4 3-pointers. And almost stolen. Lucas gets it back. Thompson thought about it. Going for the bomb. Yes! And how about that? A 13-point lead, biggest of the game. Lauren West nails it. And a trip at the back end. Anna McCready is charged. Anna commits her second. And checking back in immediately, it's going to be Keisha Lucas. And I'm trying to check everybody who's in there. It looks like, well, I better not try to guess. I'm too far away to be able to read the numbers. Leah Caubles back in there. And they go underneath. And that's the way you do the lob on the inside to Palmer. Palmer with 7. It's still an 11-point margin for the Lady Bulldogs. Union 12 of 30 in 3-pointers. And it is Lucas behind everybody, and it did not get the Plinko drop. She had the range, it just didn't go, and Palmer backs off. She thought about taking it to the inside. And Trevecca brings it back. This is Woods. Now they're down to 7 on the shot clock. Something's got to happen quick. There's a real battle between Keisha Lucas going on, and they've got to put one, and they didn't. They just lost track of the clock. There was a big battle between Keisha Lucas and Keely Carter, and they could not get it into Carter's hands. So turnover number 20 for Trevecca. Union has picked up 23 points off their mistakes. And again, you get up into the teens. This would be a big one again at this stage with a minute and a half gone in the fourth quarter. 12 on the clock. Open. The 3. No, too much on it. Carter the rebound. At 7 off the glass for Keely Carter. And I tell you, Palmer was lurking around there by herself. Here goes almost a steal. Boy, if Shanique would have had that one, it would have been goodbye. Carter again in the backcourt. Going for the big bomb. Almost there. She had the range. Carmichael had the range. She's had a good night tonight. She's had 2 3-pointers. 10 points. And Lucas charged with traveling, and she did. She took that step. So for Union, turnover number 17. And again, as you try to extend the lead, it doesn't help when you do an unforced mistake such as that. So Carter to toss it in. Trying to find anybody open. And again, double teaming that ball and stolen. And here they go. They got a 3-on-1 situation. And Keeley kicks it outside, and it's not there. Oh, Keeley should have gone on inside and gone on ahead for the layup and challenged Carter to foul her. That was just not a good decision. And Woods tries to, and stepping over the player, getting the back reverse layup is Palmer. And official calls, this looks like an official timeout. So Union had an opportunity to go up 13 instead, fritters it away, and it's with 9. I think Keely Robinson just didn't understand on a 3-on-1. Go on ahead. Don't kick it outside for the 3 in that case. So under 7 minutes, and this is where Mark Campbell has really preached to this team, don't start making the kind of mistakes that can begin to let your opponent back in it. There's 10 on the shot clock. Caldwell's going to take it down the lane and jump ball, alternate possession to Trevecca, and that's another one of those unforced errors. Keisha Lucas comes back in for Caldwell. So once again, they are slicing this margin. It was 13, and now it goes back down. It was 61-48. They've gone down to 9, and it could get down to 6 here with a big bomb. Carter is taking a brief breather on the bench, and they kick it. That's a beautiful feed from Wilkin inside to Palmer. So a 6-0 run for Trevecca. What Union cannot afford to do now is to start playing not to lose. Thompson, under 6 minutes, 13 on the shot clock. Driving the baseline. And the reverse does not go for Dillard. And Union again, a one-shot opportunity that goes astray. The drama is building. Open in the corner for the big bomb. No, it's not there. But Palmer, who is underneath, just dominating and gets it. 8 unanswered points for Trevecca makes it a 61-56 game. And plenty of time in this. Lady Bulldogs have lost their edge that they had at the opening 3 minutes of this quarter. For the three. There's a Jones Chevrolet three with a line drive for Bethany Dillard. And Mark Campbell calls timeout to slow it down. So it's back to an 8-point margin. 64-56, back in a moment.
Are you looking for a Christian college or are starting the college search process? I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
Something I haven't done tonight is to say hello to all the moms and dads, aunts and uncles, grandparents, brothers and sisters, and cousins and close friends of these young ladies from both teams tonight. It's so good to have you folks who have somebody on this Trevecca team that means something to you, and I know you're very proud of all of these young ladies regardless of the outcome of this game tonight. And the same goes to these young women that their parents are regular viewers and grandparents of our Bulldog Network right here. But I know how much pride, and you know, if you're a parent, how much time, energy, and sometimes tears that your particular favorite on this court tonight has put in over the years to get to this level, to be playing intercollegiate Division II college basketball. Union by 8, 5:15 to go, but this Trevecca team is relentless in its comeback pursuit. Carter. She's picked up by Keisha Lucas, the freshman. Red shirt freshman, I should say. And we're now under 5 minutes. Here's Woods working against Thompson. 9 on the shot clock. Carter against Lucas, trying to find somebody open. Here's Palmer, and tipped away. They were trying to give and go to Woods, and that was a nice knockaway, and 2 seconds on the shot clock. Now, it can be done, but you got to get somebody open quickly, get them in the back door, or have what amounts to a volleyball tip, and hope it falls. It did not fall. They did not get the offensive board. Thompson managed to wrest it away. And once again, it's too early for a Union team to skate the game time out on this clock. It's Keisha Lucas, left-handed. Had it swatted away, and 11 remains on the shot clock. 4:22. Union has led it most of the way. since the game was tied at 3-3 and Union grabbed the first lead. But Trevecca has closed it at 1 point to within 3. They've got to be aware of the shot clock. Down to 6. And the bomb. Another Jones Chevrolet 3 for Leah Cauble. 4 minutes to go. Union back to the 11-point lead. And that's going to be a foul. Is it an offensive foul? Yes, they do call an offensive foul on Woods. Now, that was a bang play, I can tell you. Woods commits her third, and that is turnover number 22. So Lucas and Thompson will flank each other up the court, under 4 minutes remaining. McCready and Lucas. Shanique brings it back and goes for the 3. Another Jones Chevrolet 3. They're raining threes in the building tonight. 70-56, Union's biggest lead. It's Woods. Short. That's not her strong suit. It's a jump ball, and Union will play it. And they're probably going to be trying more threes at this stage with 3:28 to go, even though it has been a rough night for them with only 21%. Cauble wide open. No. Went left, but underneath. The follow is there. A 16-point Union lead, and they're not going to catch up with it. And you can see that the locals are beginning to get very happy, and Coach Booker calls her first timeout of the game tonight. 3:12 to go. Lady Bulldogs beginning to pull away, 72-56.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
Well, the score of 72-56 is not indicative of how hard-fought this game has been. But the Lady Bulldogs have forced 3 straight turnovers in 3 possessions on Trevecca, and they've capitalized on every single one of them. They've gotten 8 points off of those turnovers, and that one was a bang play that goes right back into the hands of Trevecca. And the foul is going to be on Keisha Lucas. Carter will go to the line. 7 of 8 tonight, 15 in the game. She and Shanique Lucas are the game-leading scorers. We'll be bringing you the Worthy Road Studios Player of the Game immediately after tonight's contest. Tell you what, Carter she could play on any team in the country and start. And nails them both. 17. On her 18-point-a-game average, you knew she was going to do it. They got it wide open here, and all the way down is Cauble. She was picked up quickly by Carter, who commits the foul. And it was, frankly, a good foul on Carter's part. That's only her second, and so Leah's going to the line for a couple. And Emma Palmer checks back in. I've been impressed with her tonight. 13 points, and she has been aggressive both ends of the floor. Leah from Oran, Mississippi. And gets the friendly roll. As we told you before the game, she is a deadly 83% free throw shooter and nails them both. It's back to the 16-point margin. And Union still in the press. Only bringing up 3 this time instead of 4. And Woods managed to get it across. Under 3 minutes to go. And they're just taking too much time for a team that's down 16. And Liu lost it out of bounds. There's 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Keely Robinson will check back in. And let's see, was somebody injured over on the other side? That's something you don't want to see. It looks like Keisha Lucas, she's holding on to her arm. I don't know if she collided over there in the stands, but they're going to bring her out. Hopefully it is just something that was just a little bruised or a little quick one. I don't know if it's, and she's getting a nice hand. 8 points tonight for Keisha. And let's hope it's not a dislocation. And they're going to take her back to the locker room, though, to check her out. Big three. Yes. Right through the heart for Carmichael, who started out with the game's first three-pointer. And on the drive, the foul, and they'll play it on the side. Carmichael with 13 in the game tonight, and she's had 3 3-pointers. Had 4 rebounds as well. So this has been by far her best outing of the season. And Lucas with that speed, they got a 2-on-1, and Caldwell with a left-hand layup, it's there. So Leah with 11, she hits double figures. The third Lady Bulldog to do so. We're getting close to the 2-minute mark. Union with an 18-13 edge in this fourth quarter. 5 on the shot clock. Another bomb that goes right. And underneath, Palmer is going to draw the foul from McCready. 10 different Lady Bulldogs have scored. 8 Lady Trojans have scored. So Palmer will go to the line. She's 1 of 2 tonight at the stripe. And with 1:42 remaining, she can cut it down to 13. 6 of 7 from the floor tonight. She has been very, very aggressive. Oh, just off the back of the iron. Julie Luna back into the contest. She was in for a short time earlier. She's a graduate student. And missed them both. And trying to save it was Liu and could not. And so Union will play it underneath. As Lauren West checks back in, and Trevecca continues its press. There's a young lady with her speed that can usually break it every time. So Lady Bulldogs are going to go 4-0 on this young season. But it was not without a real battle tonight from this Trevecca team that closed it 3 different times to within 3. Great fake on the part, double fake, and it was blocked. Palmer with it. And there you go with Bug with the Bank of Jackson shot. 17-point lead now at 78-61. Liu turns her back to the basket, and Palmer trying to get room and can't get it up, but got the follow. Palmer with 15, and we got 55 seconds remaining, and again, we have a discussion that is going to be held. They're going to come over and talk to and they're going to take a look at a replay on this. And once again, I'm not sure. That's one of the problems that we have being up where we are, is that we're not in the vicinity. Our former location was right down on courtside, and we could usually hear the discussion if something like this occurred, but we don't know. They're looking at a replay for some reason. It's going to be Union's ball, or at least it's supposed to be. And they may be looking to see whether or not her foot was on the end line. Back here tomorrow night. 5:45 is airtime, and we're going to keep it right here. 5:45 is airtime. 6 o'clock will be the game time between the Union Bulldogs and North Georgia. And that should be a
just a tenacious contest tomorrow night between a Union team that wants to rally back into the win column and North Georgia that can give anybody fits anywhere in the country. And we got a little Sweet Caroline as they finally decide what the outcome of this is going to be. And the official went over to motion to assistant coach Cyrus Booker. And Mark is still in the huddle. 57. I think what they did is they reset the clock. It's at 57.1 seconds. They were looking at where it was when that ball went out of bounds. Well, it's been a fun month of February so far here at the Fred, and I hope it has been for those of you who watch, including our Canadian friends watching on that Roku app. All right, Union has it, final 2 minutes. You get the ball down at your end of the floor on an inbounds play. And trying to go down the lane, but thinking better of it. And there's a steal. And Union gets it right back. I don't know if you call that a double steal, but that's up to the statisticians to call that one. Thompson, they're down to 10 on the shot clock. She's going to have to hurry, and the foul. That was an accidental one on the part of Shaw, and so that is not, again, there have been very, very few personal fouls called, comparatively speaking, in this game tonight, but that is the 15th foul now on Trevecca, and so that's the 4th foul on Woods. So Shanique goes to the line for 2. 15 points. She and Bug Thompson lead the Lady Bulldogs tonight. 4 Lady Bulldogs in double figures, and Coach Booker brings out some of hers, and Carter comes out. What a night she's had, and also the same thing for Palmer. And Shanique, a perfect night at the free throw line. Wouldn't surprise me if Shanique Lucas is our player of the game tonight. Nails them both. She has had a thorough game tonight, and I'll tell you about some of her defensive totals. 80-63, and this could be the final possession of the game. They got some reserves in there. Off the back of the iron, if Union gets it, they're just going to hold it out. Trevecca will try for one more opportunity. They get it inside, and Liu connects to make it 80-65, and that is more than likely where it is going to wind up, because it appears Union is not going to try to put up another one. And you can hear the scattering of applause that comes when you reach this point. This is the victory formation for the Lady Bulldogs as they win their 4th in a row to start this season, 80-65, but not without a real battle from this Trevecca Lady Trojan team that was only down by 5 at halftime and closed the gap to within 3 different times in the second half before finally it was the 4th quarter that made the difference in forcing 23 turnovers, getting 26 points off of them. That was the big factor for the Lady Bulldogs tonight and allowed them to get that cushion that was as high as 17 at one point, 80-63, and taking this victory home 80-65. Let me tell you what the totals were tonight. Field goals, it was Union 45%, 28 of 62. Trevecca 36%, 23 of 64. Union in three-pointers, a relatively good night, 42%, 15 of 36. This was a real difficult night for Trevecca from the three-point line because Trevecca on the season, a 36% three-point shooting team. Tonight only 24, 5 out of 21. Union 9 out of 14. Didn't go to the free throw line all that much tonight, 64%. Trevecca 14 of 19 for 74. Trevecca out-rebounded the Lady Bulldogs 40-36, and a lot of that was in second chance opportunities because they had the edge 19-14 in offensive rebounds. And across the board, it was just one of these, but points off turnovers, again, a big factor. 26 for Union, only 15 for Trevecca Nazarene. Now, let's run down the scoring. And unquestionably, you knew Keely Carter was going to be right up there. 17 points, almost hit her season average. They held her to 4 out of 15 from the floor tonight, and that was a big factor because she couldn't get on a roll and get a lot of consecutive baskets. Missed all 3 of her three-point opportunities, but she was just deadly from the free throw line. 9 out of 10, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1 blocked shot on the evening. So she had a tremendous evening for this Trevecca Nazarene team. 15 points for Emma Palmer, and that included 7 of 9 from the floor. She got a lot of inside points tonight, and she had 7 rebounds, and so she contributed a lot, had a block shot as well. And then 13 points for Bailey Carmichael. It was her best night of the season. She was 5 of 12 from the floor, 3 of 9 in three-pointers. She hit the first three-pointer of the game, and that was the only lead that Trevecca Nazarene had in the contest. And she picked up 4 rebounds. So that was your big gun total for this Trevecca team. For Union, 4 players in double figures tonight, and Keisha Lucas added 8 herself. I'll just toss that in for you. But it was Shanique Lucas with 17 points to lead the way, 5 out of 8 field goals, and 2 out of 3 three-pointers, and perfect from the free throw line, 5 out of 5. And I'll tell you about some more of her totals in just a minute. 15 points for Samaria Bug Thompson, another double-digit night for her. She was 6 of 12 field goals and 2 out of 6 in three-pointers, and managed 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. It was Bethany Dillard with 12 points. All of hers were from behind the arc. She had 4 three-pointers and 6 attempts, and to give her 12, and then 11 for Leah Cauble. They had held her to 2 points at halftime, but she came on strong, particularly the latter part of the third quarter and in the fourth quarter. She had 2 three-pointers on the evening, 11 points overall, and her rebounding total, she added 1 this evening. But look at this for Shanique Lucas. In addition to her 17 points, she had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. And you put all that together for somebody who is at times a point guard, at times another one of the guards. That's just uncanny to be able to put those kind of stats together. So for that reason, we are going to give our Worthy Road Studios player of the game tonight to Shanique Lucas. And again, her 17 points, she matched Keely Carter for the game lead tonight, and so Shanique is our player of the game, and our congratulations to her, and certainly senior leadership, a big factor in this game. She didn't panic at all when Trevecca made its runs in the second half to close the lead to within 3 points 3 different times. And I'm looking down at what we have here, and so coming up on our schedule, as we mentioned, tomorrow night we'll be right back here at Fred DeLay Gymnasium on David Blackstock Court, and we'll be bringing you the Bulldogs in a men's-only evening, although ladies, you can watch, and that will be coming your way at 6 o'clock. We'll be here with the pregame show, our interview with Dave Niven at 5:45, and then at 6 o'clock we'll tip it off between Union and North Georgia, and then that will be our last television game. The team will hit the road for 3 games, and then we'll be back here on Friday night, the 16th, when Montevallo comes to town, followed by a Sunday afternoon game against Auburn Montgomery. Both of those will be conference doubleheaders. In fact, we're getting close to the point that everyone is going to be in the conference. After tomorrow night, the only non-conference game remaining will be one in December between the Lady Bulldogs and Lane College, and that will be on the 29th. Well, that about wraps it up from here at the Fred. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you, and hope you'll be with us again tomorrow night from right here in Jackson, Tennessee. Let me tell you about the people who made this game possible tonight. The executive producer of Worthy Road Studios is Paul Schultze, and the executive producer of Union University Sports is Stephen Aldridge. And our camera operators tonight bring you all the pictures, Eric Inman, Paul Schultze himself. He does everything at some point in time. And Billy Bolin. My ever cool, ever present director is Christopher Reasons, who is just unmatched right here on pushing the buttons for all of you. And, of course, tonight's telecast produced by both Paul Schultze and yours truly, Steve Beverly. So until we are with you again tomorrow night, 5:45 for the tip-off. Be here in person if you possibly can. But until we're here at 5:45 for the pregame show and 6 o'clock for the tip-off. This is Steve Beverly saying, come back to see us every chance you get, and so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you looking for a Christian college or are starting the college search process? I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.